that'll take us on to Wonder Woman issue 2. This is the Brian Azzarello writing, of course, Cliff Chang on the art. This is the second issue of the New 52 series. Continuing on, where Diana's protecting this Zola woman who's pregnant with Zeus's kid. They go to Themyscira to sort of hide out. So again, Wonder Woman's continuity has changed so much. It's one of these things where you have to just, if you're reading current Wonder Woman, you're like, hey, she can just go back to Themyscira. Yeah, she could for a long time. Like, I mean,
up until 2016, that was the status quo.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to assume that a lot of people here who are listening to this might have only jumped in then.
Yeah. I think what I more meant by that statement is that was not a change made for the New 52 that she could go back, and 2016 was a resetting of that. That was the status quo pretty much forever, because there are things in this that are different to what was before and is different to now, of course.
Oh yeah, the fact that all the gods are all the gods are all these young, sort of sexier versions and whatnot.
I mean, is sexier necessarily the right word?
Well,
I wouldn't call Hermes particularly sexy.
Okay, sleeker. They've all got this sort of lanky, sleek kind of look to them.
Yeah, that I'll give you. Yeah, and they're not just, they don't necessarily just look like people. As we're maybe more used to.
To clarify, I was not saying this because I find this sort of look sexy. I was more just going by what like a comic book artist would do to make someone sexy, which is to draw them as skinny as possible. We find out though that Zeus's wife's not too pleased that there's another bastard child. So now, on top of Zeus sending people after the kid, now the wife wants to like make an example of her.
Do you need to know her name?
Yeah, go on.
Hera.
Thank you. I don't remember all these gods' names. You're lucky I remembered Zeus, to be honest, from last issue.
Jesus Christ.
I don't find the mythology of this stuff that interesting. This is legitimately a hurdle that I had to get over when I started reading Wonder Woman, was all this mythology stuff.
On a slight side tangent, I saw that just today the review on Scream Just Midnight that you and Tim did for The Lighthouse went up. Did you talk about the big Greek mythology stuff going on in that, or did you just not even bring it up?
I acknowledged that it existed, but I hadn't know anything about it to actually talk about it. Okay. I was aware that it was some people talked about it, but I couldn't offer anything. And to be fair, now I could Tim, so...
No, that's fair enough. There's no point in trying if you don't know anything about it. I just wondered if you kind of acknowledged it at all. No.
Talked a lot about penises, though.
Oh, there's so much phallus in that movie.
I mean, the lighthouse itself is kind of a big dick.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So that's kind of what's set up. They're at Themyscira, and the security guards are about to attack, and Diana's like, "No, it's me. It's Wonder Woman. It's your homie." And they're all like, "Oh yeah, okay." And Hippolyta shows up. Yeah. Hippolyta being a bulky blonde in this New 52 incarnation.
Yeah. Bulky, not surprising given, warrior Amazon race. Yeah. Blonde was different, I think.
Very different.
I recall her blonde before that.
Well, traditionally, the tactic has been to make her look like Diana, just older, because she's her mother. But
and in many times, she was out in the world as Wonder Woman before Diana.
We'll get to JSA #1 later. But this, and Diana ends up fighting a little bit of playful gladiator combat, because why not? But we got to see with Zola and Hermes, where she's kind of asking questions about who Wonder Woman is, what this place is. He's asking about, Zeus takes many forms to seduce people. He's like, so what fantastical form that you couldn't resist did he take?
I'm pretty sure in one of the myths he was a swan. So just kind of put that out there in terms of what we're talking about.
Yeah, and she responds with a truck driver.
Or it could have been this other guy, or maybe that other guy.
Could have been a pool guy, or could have been in a band. But yeah, and then he tells a story. So this is kind of like where there's no new origin story for Diana in New 52, but this is kind of the equivalent of it, where he quickly explains, Diana was born from clay, which is important because the ending of the issue is going to imply otherwise. The end of the issue is going to say, twist. So,
which is a new origin story.
Yes, and we have to establish what it's supposed to be first, otherwise it's not a twist.
I actually appreciate that it does that, because I think it would be very easy to assume that, hey, a big reboot, and we're changing things often for the sake of changing them in the New 52.
Yeah, it's important to establish it just for the sake that Deanna doesn't know this, because that's going to be the sort of thing where we go, oh, this is just what it is, and Deanna doesn't know. That's weird. Like, but it establishes like this is it was the clay. It was the clay formation of Wonder Woman. It was Hippolyta forms her out of clay and gives her life. Well, she doesn't give her life.
She wishes that she had a child, and then she wakes up and the child is there.
Yes. So yeah, fun stuff. And then of course, you're gonna have to tell me the name here. What's the Zeus's daughter?
I'm pretty sure that's Aphrodite.
Oh, is it? Is that Aphrodite?
I'm fairly sure it is, because she's talking about love with Hera and her brother Ares. So yeah, I'm 95% sure that's Aphrodite.
Well, she just pops up in Themyscira, and we don't really realize it until after that she grows to like I think Rita Repulsa, Make My Monster Grow. She's like really really tall. So she kills a few Amazons. Diana confronts her, gets the lasso around her. And the issue ends with her saying, she says, "I'm here for my sister," and Diana's like, "Oh, no, I'm not going to let you come after that, the kid and that Enzola." And she said, "No, I won't talk about her. I'll talk about you." And that's her.
Yeah.
That's a little twist that she's actually the daughter of Zeus. So no, that's the twist. Obviously, the art's very consistent with the previous issue. Chang does really really good stuff, particularly as a 2-page layout when she's fighting like just friendly combat with the other Amazon, and she's it's just all these like quick panels of like all these dodging and diving.
Such a great flow to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Color scheme is pretty strong. You've got the kind of the dawn light, especially towards the end. It's this sort of like low orange light of the sky, but the trees and all that are all sort of tinted green and blue.
Yeah, honestly, this is another example of why Matt Wilson is my favorite colorist, because I love the way this book looks because of his colors.
Yeah. No, I read this well enough. What's so funny is because this is by far the newest book out of all these, it reads the quickest, but there's not even a competition. And maybe that'll change as time goes on, but at least right now it's by far the quickest read of the bunch. But yeah, I mean, this basically sets up the new origin of Wonder Woman, presents it as a twist, gives another wrench in the works with Hera and that, and then just sort of reestablishes what Themyscira is like in this new continuity. Not a lot of plot advancement and all really when you look at it, but it's a kind of about establishing things, which is something maybe the first issue kind of was missing a little bit, as the first issue went for more, here's what the plot is without maybe setting up what the status quo is now. So the second issue kind of comes in and does that a bit more.
It makes it a nice kind of complementary piece to that first one.
Yeah. It's one of those things where we always say how TV shows should always have a double pilot to start with, to give it the time to explain things. I almost wonder, would this have been better to be structured more as one big issue for issue one?
Yeah, I can see that.
No, don't get me wrong. The first issue has its own bookend, so I mean you'd have to kind of reframe it and sort of think about how you do it. But
yeah, but it wouldn't be a huge task to kind of essentially re-edit these into one piece.
Yeah, but I mean, as it is, I mean, there's nothing too much to complain about. So, what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I'm actually knocking off half a point there for it having one of my pet peeves of not being clear with characters' names, unless it's supposed to be a twist of who they are. Because, at the start with, like, I'm going, okay, I know this is Hera because Greek mythology. And yes, it's Greek mythology. Anyone could look this up. She mentioned it at some point later, but like it was quite late in the issue before they mentioned her name. It's a pet peeve of mine that it should be on the first page that they're in, unless their identity is a twist that you want to reveal in the next couple of pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is a thing I dislike. So I'm knocking off half a point for that.
That's fair. I am also going to give it an 8. I have nothing to really explain. So just say it.
I don't usually have that much to explain with those, but I just wanted to point that out.